Hi, this is Allie from Allie Cats Crafts. I'm here to show you a tutorial on the Fall for Toile Paper Pumpkin September 2025 kit. You will make 9 cards out of this, 3 just like this, 3 like this, 3 like this. I don't have much to show you because I've used quite a bit of it already. But you get 3 card bases, like, I can show you a little bit right here. So that's one of the card bases. Then you get 3 of these pieces. And then you get one that's just like a plain, and you stamp the leaves on there if you want. There's 3 of those. And you will get 3 of your, well, go back to the front one, I'll show you. 3 of these, which is those little inserts. Oh, I can show you one right here. I'm getting ready to do a card. I haven't done one yet, but I'm working on that. I have a couple ideas for these. There's 3 of them just like this, okay? And you also get a bunch of things. You're gonna get a whole bunch of these, one whole sheet of that, as you can see right here. And you'll get some ribbon, which I've already used. And you get 6 of these leaves, which look like this. So you get 6 of those, and 3 pumpkins, and 3 of the cute little foxes. Let me show you here's the pumpkins. I haven't quite used those yet. And then the fox, I have a fox over here that I still have left. Oh, he's right here. Who's on my card that I'm getting ready to make. So that's what you get. You could also order these because you can make your own acorn and circle, and you can use the hello. So that's what's in the kit. So I'm going to make 3 cards with you tonight, and we are going to use the flap from the envelopes this time. All 3 flaps. Let me get it out of my box. I forgot to get that out for you. Sorry about that. Because I still have 3 left out of that. Where is it? I'm looking for them. They're in this box. See my box of goodies that I have left? So I still have one of those. And here's the 3 flaps. So I'm going to cut them up and make 3 cards out of these 3 flaps, okay? So you can see I still have one of those. I actually have 2 of those and 1 of those, and I still have 1 full card and a half of another of this part. And then I have 1 full card of this. So that's what's left from the kit right now. So we're gonna start with this card. And this is what I did. I have it all lined up the way I want it. I took the envelopes, I cut them up, so they look, let me show you really quick. Let me get my paper cutter. That way you understand. Because I know that some of you don't know how to do this. I should have thought about this, but I did not, of course, which is okay. So you take your envelope, and see that little flap right there? You're going to put it in your trimmer, whichever you use. And mine is stuck. Line it up. You can bend it down to make it easier. And then cut it off. Okay? So now your flaps. So now what you're going to do is you want to make it even. So you're going to take and pop that in just like that. Oops, got to hold this down though. And then pop it over here. Just take off a little bit. So now both ends are nice and straight. The key is you want to get it about 5 inches, and I've made it exactly 5 inches, okay? Then you're going to pop it in like this, and you're going to line it up. Take the least amount that you can off of this, okay? And cut it off. Now you have, if it doesn't stick, exactly what you need. Then you'll take, and you can cut it in 1 1/4 inches across. You'll get 4 of them off of here. No, 1, 2, yeah, 4. Okay, this, I saved this part. The other stuff I do not save because they're not big enough to do anything with. So that's how you cut this. Then what I did was I took my punch. I have an old punch from Creative Memories or Memories and something, Memories and More. Yeah, Creative Memories. And one side is 1 1/4 inches and the other one's 1 1/2. So I put my punch in there, and I'll show you on a piece of paper. So I'll grab one of my Post-its, and I put it in here, and I turn it upside down to know where I'm going to cut, punch, and I punch out my squares. So much easier than putting it in a paper cutter, and they're perfect. So that's what I did. I took and I punched out a whole bunch of squares. I still have some left, as you can see. All the different pieces. And I probably will make another card with those because that's enough to do another card, but I just haven't designed it yet. So with this one, what I did was I took the paper from last year's paper pumpkin kit, and I took that flap, did the same thing, 1/4 inch. Then I took the inside of the envelopes and I punched those out, and the inside of the envelopes from last year, I used that one. So that's what I did. I already pre-glued things down to make this card go faster. So the next thing I want to do, oh, and I also ran across one thing. I was going through my stash and I found this goodie bag. I don't know what year it was, but all I know is it has tons of stuff in here. Look, it has leaves, it has pumpkins, it has flowers, it has some more flowers with a leaf on it. It has a black kitty cat. I could do Halloween with this. I could do Thanksgiving. I could do anything. Look at this pumpkin. And these cute little backgrounds. So all of this, and there's a lot here. So I thought, ooh, I should have found this earlier when I started my cards. I could have used that. But not only did I find that, I was so excited when I found this. I found inside of the cards was little candy boxes. They came with it. And I have no clue. So what you do is you fold that up like that, put your ribbon there, and you can put candy in there. Pretty cool. Or you can put anything you want in there. And you just, it goes about that big. And right here it cinches up, put your ribbon, or your twine, or whatever you want there. And you have a cute little candy box. See how it looks? Pretty cool, huh? So there's 20 of those. I thought, I may have to do something with those. And I know I didn't purchase this. Somehow, when I was, some of my Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, they don't like to keep anything laying around. And they've been, because they know I do cards for the seniors, they've been handing me stuff. And this, I know, was over a year ago, and I just stuck it in my stash and never looked at it. But then I was watching Allie Wonderland's Creations, and she is always going through her stash. I'm thinking, I need to start going through my stash. So I took her advice, and that's what I found. I was so excited. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to get your card base, 11 inches by 5.5, score it 4 1/4, and fold it. Then you'll get your next piece of paper, which will be whatever color you're going to use for the background, and that's going to be 4 inches by 5 1/4. And you take your squares, and what I did was I used the punch, and notice how that didn't punch out as good as I want. I'll show you, but it's okay. No one will notice it, only you know it. I'm afraid to mess with it, and I organized the squares where I wanted them. Now I glued all these down, but I didn't do these because I still wanted to stamp, and I wanted to show you the stamping. I don't want to do the whole thing. I want to do part of it so it won't take as long. The next thing I did after I cut those is I needed to put a little square right here. So I cut that at 2.5 by 2.5. And when I line it up, it looks perfect. It has a nice mossy meadow. That's the color of the card, stock. And this is just the heavyweight white. So that's going to go there. And I have some images to go on there. So the first thing I want to do is I have, from the card kit, I use these envelopes, flaps, but I'm also using the leaf, the acorn, and another leaf. So I'm going to pull out my old olive, and on this bottom square, bring in my Stampin' Purist mat, so I do a good image. I'm going to get a piece of scratch paper too, so I don't get my thing all dirty. And I'm going to stamp the leaf all over this randomly. And I'm going to take my time and make sure I get a good image. Whoops, just took the paper up with it. And just stamp a bunch of leaves here. That's the whole idea. So I move it around, do whatever I want. I think I'll put this one right here. And this one will be coming up that way. So that's done. That's going to go right there. And I did not bring over my stamp pad cleaner. What do I do with it? Hold on 1 second. I know where I put it. I took with me on Tuesdays to the senior center to because I needed 2 of them because I was doing a project where it required using it a lot. So I cleaned off my stamp and I'll set that aside. So now I'm going to put that away and I'm going to go to the early espresso and I want to stamp a pumpkin. I mean the acorns, if I could pick up the paper. And I want to use the early espresso. Ugh. Ink. And I'll stamp that right there. And that's going to go up here. Okay, and clean off my stamp. Set that aside. The last one, I'm going to bring in my pumpkin pie and I'm going to stamp a different kind of leaf up there. And like I said, the acorn and the leaves are all from this paper pumpkin and the envelope pieces. Most of the envelope pieces. So I'm just going to go around and stamp this baby on here. Going to every angle, and that's going to go right there. And I'll clean off my stamp. Put it up there. So now I'm going to glue. So I've already kind of set it up so it won't take so long on purpose so that we could just be able to do it and not have a long video. Now this glue, there it is. It was giving me a hard time there for a second. So just line it up. The key is when I did this, what I did was I started in the top corner, the bottom corner, this corner, and this corner. But because I had to stamp these things, I did something different. I did that one and that one. Then I temporarily placed this one here with temporary tape. I don't know if you've ever seen temporary tape, but you can get it anywhere. I mean, I don't think Stampin' Up! Has it, so I got mine like at Hobby Lobby. And then I temporarily set that one there, and then I was able to put all these other pieces together. So now I'm not going to put this one down. I'm going to put this one down on the side because you want to make sure there's enough room. You don't want to run out of room and have to pick it up and do all that stuff. So move that out of the way. And I know that I need to line it up so it goes that direction and that direction. So I'll put it on there and make sure it's going the right way. There. One more thing I need to do this. I need to get my marker. Let me find it. It's right here. This one and this one. So I need to color those acorns. So I have the pecan pie and the crumb cake. So I'm going to color the bottom of it in crumb cake. And Lori purchased these markers for me. Thank you very much. I'm going to use the other end, by the way. I love these markers. And it's sad to say that Stampin' Up's no longer going to carry them. And if you want them right now, they're on the last chance list. I would get them as quick as you can. They are worth every bit. They're wonderful. That's all I have to say. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with the pecan pie. I'll just do a little bit right there. Just color in my acorn. Like so. This little spot there. And you notice when I did this, I didn't go straight on. I did it at the side because you don't want to ruin your brush tip. Do it over there, okay? So you want to be careful because they get destroyed pretty easy if you're not careful. So I'm going to put some glue on it. And it's pretty warm here in Texas today, so my glue is coming on out. It's coming out fast today. So I'll line that up the best I can. Get it in there perfect. So now the next thing I want to do is I pulled some of that stuff out. Well, actually, I'll glue this down first since I'm right here. I want to put this down. You look at the corners. And allow yourself a little bit of moving. Notice how I can move it around a little bit. Get it as best you can. And push it down into place. So there's that part. Now this part is going to go here eventually, but I'm not going to do it until I have my design on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in those cute little pumpkins, but I want to put this down first for a background. So you can kind of see what I was thinking. I'll move it up a little bit higher so I can see a little bit more. Okay, kind of like that. And then I have this I'm going to pop out. But I also have these cute little sprigs. You know, actually I think I want to put that up higher. So it's more decorative up there. Kind of like that, because I want to put on there, let me see, where is it? I want to put the saying on there. Where's it at? I have it over here in all my little sayings. I want to do Happy Thanksgiving, so I do need to stamp that first. Almost forgot. Shouldn't do that. Wait, let me put the top on this because that glue's coming out again because it's so warm today. Well, it's hot. To me, it's not really hot because I have a thing called Reynolds, and I don't get very hot very often. My temperature stays cold most of the time, so it doesn't affect me, the heat, too much. Okay, so I'm going to get my Happy Thanksgiving. Tap, tap, tap. Make sure it does really good. It looks good. So now I have to be careful about how far I go. So what I do is I line it up like this, and I make sure it's the right way. I look up under it, and I stamp it. There we go. Happy Thanksgiving. Whew, that was kind of scary. Sometimes it's scary to stamp these things. I'll clean off my stamp. Set it aside. Don't need that. So now, if I have that done, I could glue this down. You want to put, move that out of the way so you can get all this in camera for you. Just a couple little dots here and there. You don't need a whole lot. Okay, and then I'm going to move this out of the way so we can see a little bit better. And put that about, I'll put it up a little closer so you can see. Even out the sides the best you can and press it down. The next thing I want to do is I want to put this down. So I think I'll just glue it down, but I'm leaving space at the top on purpose. There. And then, because I want to tuck these in. You know how pumpkins have these little springy things sometimes coming out? Tuck that in like that so it kind of comes out like that. And this glue is really coming out fast. Actually, I want to go this side. So I want to put it upside down, kind of like this. And that one I'm going to have go over. And then put this one about in the middle right there. Okay, but I can't have it cover up the Thanksgiving part though. There. Okay, so now I'm going to get my dimensionals. Where are they? Thought I had some out. I'm looking at my desk drawer here. Here they are. They were hiding. I'll put a dimensional on the outside of this. I'll set that up there so I have it. And I'm going to dimensionalize this pumpkin. It'll go right over the top of this one. Like so. I'm going to flat mount it on the card. Okay. And there's that card. So there we go. And then I'm going to grab my, cannot find them right now. So I'll just grab this. Put that on there. Pull off the backing. And I'll roll this up a little bit so it doesn't stick out. And then I'll put my little twine bow right there. So that's the first card. Okay? So let's go to the next card. The next one, I'm going to do the same thing. I cut my card base, same size, 11 by 5.5, and scored it 4 1/4 and scored it. And then I have my green, olive green, I think it is. What did I say? Yeah, old olive. And a while back, remember when I did this particular paper and I cut out the middle? I said I'm going to use it later. Well, that's what's going to go down right here. So I'm going to start by gluing that down. And this is an old retired paper. So see how there's that split space? I want to do the same thing down here. Okay, there we go. Then I die cut these little deers out of my stamps from the Autumn Twirl. No, I think it's Autumn Twirl stamps. I don't have it over here, silly me. But it's a die in there, and you cut this out, and I colored them. And you see me do this in another video, so I'm going to put it right down here. But I wasn't sure how long to make it, so what I did was I took and I kind of just cut it, and I figure out where I want it. So I want it more. See these trees? I don't want the deer to cover them up too much, so I'm gonna kind of like move it around. So I think like right there, so they're gonna be trees are on each side. So I'll take my scissors and I'll chop it. Now I'll make it even. Okay, so that will fit perfect right there. And then I'll go to the other side and I'll chop it. There we go. So the next thing I'm going to do is I have these cute little curlies that came from that kit, and I want them to be on my card as a kind of like bushes. Oops, I gotta turn it the other way. So it looks like there's like little bushes hanging out back there. See right there? I thought that would be really cute. So I'm putting my little bushes in. And this glue is just pouring out. It's crazy. So I'll put some more bushes back here. See how it's starting to look like there's little bushes? Kind of add a little extra to that die. I'll keep going down until I get everything, lots of bushes everywhere. Okay, and then one more set of bushes. There, see how that looks? That added a lot, I think. So now, I'm going to take and glue it down. Put a little bit of glue on each deer and all the bushes, and okay, and I'm going to glue it flat mounted on. Line it up at the bottom so you don't see that extra paper down there, so it all looks like it's all one. So you have like a little foresty background in this one. So I'll put these guys down. Just like that. Then I have some retired Mossy Meadow ribbon that I found in my stash. And I thought I'd put it right here to add a little character. So I'm going to get my tear and tape and put it straight across there. Okay, and then wrap it around a little bit. Same thing here. Press it down really good. And then pull off the backing. Okay, bring in my ribbon and line it up on there so it's nice and neat and even. If you want, you can put it on your board and look at it and say, okay, well, this says 12 1/4, and that's about right. So I'll wrap it around to that little tape that I put back there, the tearing tape, and then there we go. And I'll cut off the excess because we don't need that. That one's perfect. Next step, I'm going to put it right on here. And like I said, 1 1/4 inches. If you have a punch, you could do that. You can cut it by hand on your cutter. It's really up to you. I do recommend getting a punch. It's so much easier. Okay, card number 2. And I haven't decided, but I might just put a little bow right there or something. I haven't decided. I think that might be cute. You know, I could do this. Do a knot. That always looks good. There. Do that. And oh yeah, I like that. That's perfect. So I need to find my dots that I have that my friend Lori sent me. I cleaned up, and yeah. That's always a crazy thing when I clean up, because then I put everything back and I'm going, uh-oh, where did I put that? That dot did not come off. It's right here, hanging out. So that's tucked in, put it in the middle, and press it down. And this is a little bit too longer than I want, so I will trim it. There. So there we go. I'll put embellishments on in a minute. Second card done. The last card that we're going to do, because I was able to get 3 cards, and I technically have enough to do another one, is I'm going to do this one. And this one is going to be a different angle. And that's where we're going to put the fox. So I laid it all out, and I did the same thing. I went corner to corner, and I did corner to corner, and then I glued that one, but I didn't glue down the pieces that I need to stamp, because I don't want to forget where I put them. And you notice I laid my stamps in those exact same spots too. So I'm going to bring in the Cajun Craze, and I want to do a pumpkin right there on this one. So I'll bring in my Stampin' Purist mat. My friend Lori got me that. I love it. And I was always told that a hard surface works good, but she pointed this out, that I had trouble sometimes, my stamping didn't come out good. And then I realized, oh, she's right. So when she got me this, everything changed. It was pretty cool. So look how cute those pumpkins turned out. So I'll clean my stamp. And be done with that one. I laid all the stamps there so I wouldn't forget which ones. So that one goes there. And this one, I'm going to do the leaves, which I'm going to do in Old Olive. And the same thing, just kind of stamp them randomly. There's no rhyme, no reason. It's just fun. You're decorating that piece of paper so it's not plain. That's all you're doing. Now, you know me, I like to make my own DSP. That's what I like doing. Okay, that one's done. So this one, let me clean off my stamp. I'm going to do thankful, or thankful. I just had also, let me get a block that will fit. I'll put it on this one right here. And I think I want to do the thankful in, you know what? I'm going to do an Old Olive too. And I hope it fits. Darn, it doesn't. I thought it would. That will not work there. I guess I won't do thankful. Okay. My decision has been made, right? So let's bring in pumpkin pie. Change of plan, right? I could do the acorns. You know what? I'm gonna do the acorns. So I need early espresso. We're allowed to change our mind at the last minute, right? Oh, put those guys down. Oh, I like that on there, actually. Okay. And now, I'll get my markers back out again. The crumb cake. We'll color the bottom part of it. Let me make sure this is still on camera. Because it's on the darker brown paper, which I'm not sure what color it is from the kit, to tell you the truth. I think it's pecan pie. That's what I think. Well, that's what it looks like to me. So I'm going to get the pecan pie marker out, and I'll color the top with a cute little acorn. I like this acorn a lot. I think it's really cute. Okay. Put this back, and I'm going to glue these pieces together. So how this card, I want to have it like at an angle. So this is portrait and this is landscape. So I'm doing landscape. You're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna line up the best you can, and I've already pre-done the other ones, so it should line up perfect in there. Okay. So I'm gonna put my leaves down. I think the hardest part was trying to decide where to put the colors of papers here. That was the hardest part with doing this card. My pumpkin's down here. And I should probably color my pumpkins now that I'm looking at this. Let me get my pen to close my glue up really quick. Actually, you know what? I need to put this down first before I close the glue. And this one's cut perfect. It is 1 1/4 by 2 1/2. It goes right here in this spot. So everything else is 1 1/4 by 1 1/4, and this is 1 1/4 by 2 1/2. And it fits perfect on the 4 by 5 1/4. So now I'm going to put this down. I have that old kit. I don't know if that's a paper pump kit or it's just a kit. It was given to me over a year ago. So I have, there was nothing, no instructions, just this. That's all you got. So what you saw is what you get. And I'm okay with that. So here's my cute little fox. I think I'm gonna put dimensions on him because he's so stinking cute. But I need to cut him up a little bit because they're kind of too big for him. So he needs to be dimensionalized today. Go around the little edges. That's how we save on our stuff. Because it's silly to put big old dots in there and have to cut them down and then toss them. You know? So here's our fox. And he's going to go about right there. But I need to take and put these cute little leaves that I have here. It's going to go one up there and one down, and one up like that. And I think I'll put a flower like right there. Oh, that means I need, you know what? Originally I was doing this. I'm just going to stick to my original plan. Because I only need one flower that way. Just like that. Okay? I was going to change it up, and then I decided not to. So I put my little fox in there. I got to pull off these backings. I love this fox. So cute. Put the little leaves here. And then your flower. There we go. He's so cute. This fox is one of the cutest ones out of the whole thing, I think. I wish they gave us a stamp for the fox. Oh, that would have been so nice. So if any of you guys know about a little fox that they stamp, let me know, because I'd be interested in getting that. Foxes really are cute. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way. Put that in my trash. So now we're gonna, I put the glue, I closed the glue and forgot to put it on the card. Silly me. I'm gonna mount it to the card. And we're going to do the same thing. Remember, corner to corner, side to side. I usually just lay it down and then I move it around. That's why I use the liquid glue too. Okay, press it down. And there is our third card. So now we're going to work on the inside. So I can put my Happy Thanksgiving. I could say, you know what? I have a really cute, I love this saying right here. Wishing you all the happiest of days. So I think I'm going to put that in each one of these cards. So I'm going to open them up and bring out my stamping press here. There. Lay the card out. And the question is, what color do I want? You know what? I want to go with Cajun Craze. I really like that color. I think it's a pretty color. First of all, let's close my glue, and then we can do embellishments after we stamp the inside. So, wishing you the happiest of days. Now, this is going to be hard. It's hard to line up, I've noticed. So what I do is I take this top one, and I look at it, and then I take and fold that up so I can see where the top is. And I will put it down and hold it into place. And that's turned out really good. Yep. So now we'll do the next one. Same thing. I'm going to do it in the middle because it's much easier to line up than doing the very top. Do the same thing. Hold it down. Let the ink sink in there. And do the same thing here. Line it up. Hold it down. That turned out really good. That's one of the better stampings that I've done. I cannot believe that. Clean off my stamp. So it's ready for the next card. Right? Okay, so now I want to grab this leaf. Don't want that on there. And I'm going to grab the pecan pie. Move it up a little higher there. And I just want to make it so that the leaves are falling down. Oh, I don't want that there. So get on the other side of my card. I know that. I know how that works. Second generation, right there. I like that. Okay, let's do the next one. But I think I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to put it right here this time, and right here for that one. Okay, and this one I don't want to go towards the top. Let's do right here and right here. There we go. Clean off my stamp. Okay, I like that. So, the inside is done. The outside's almost done. Grab 3 envelopes. And let's stamp our envelopes. Very simple stamping. I think I'll do the same leaf. Right across there. Sometimes I forget to do the envelopes in front of you, so today I thought I would make sure I got that done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my Happy Thanksgiving, or no, I'm going to put thankful. because this came in the kit. I'll put thankful right down here. Now this could be a Thanksgiving card. This could be a I'm thankful for your friendship. It could be anything you want it to make. So there we go. So I have thankful on the outside. And let me clean off that stamp before I get it everywhere. Okay. I'll show you what we made. Here's the envelopes. There's that. Here's the cards. So let's talk about embellishments. I have thought about this, and I have these loose frosted dots I thought we'd work with today. Something a little bit different. So, and I forgot to color that. Let me grab my marker. I'm gonna grab the light pumpkin pie, which this was used, and the whole back end just does not work very good because it's like really bad, but it's better than nothing. That's how I look at it. So when you color with the tip, this is what happens. So there we go. I'm bring that over there. Then I'm going to grab the dark pumpkin pie and just kind of go over these lines a little bit and make things kind of show up a little bit more. Okay. Then I'll grab my pecan pie and do the stems. Okay, there, our pumpkins are done now. They're happy pumpkins, I'm telling you. Okay, let's work on our dots. So I want to put one in the middle here of this little flower. And I want to put one right here and there, and then maybe right there, and then one right there, one right there, and then one right there. So we're gonna I'm gonna bring out some of these colors. I think I'll put that one in the middle there. Ooh, I like that one, looks good. Don't want that color. I want the yellow. And I know I put something somewhere on here, or did I only put it on that spot? I think I only did that spot. Okay, well, we'll work on this one first. And I'm just doing random colors, so I think it would look pretty neat. Just something different. I'm not doing blue though, or the teal, or whatever color that is. Okay, so that one's all blinged up. Let's get this one right there. Let's grab a yellow one at least. Turn it over. There we go. I guess that's a peach one. There. Now let's add some more on this one. Let's see. I think we should put one right here and maybe one up there. And the lid does not go on this glue, by the way. I just try to do that. It goes on, this one goes on here. I tried to do that. I can't believe I just did that. That's pretty funny. Okay, let's grab out, well, let's see what color did I get today. Oh, it's a peach one. Let's put the peach one up here. I guess I'll grab a yellow one. I'll put it right down there. Okay, here's our cards. There's one. Here's number 2. And here's number 3. I love how they turned out. I think they're perfect. Cute little envelopes too on top of it. Can't go wrong. Okay. So thank you for watching my video and have a good evening. Hope you enjoy it. Be sure and like and share my video. Bye.